Hello there, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Annie. If you've been before, hey, welcome back. And if this is your first time, warm welcome to you. I hope you are having a fabulous day today. So we are at the end of summer here in the UK, and perfect day for a cute autumn DIY. So I've made myself a cup of coffee with a dash of hazelnut syrup. So get yourself a drink and join me into making this cute autumn DIY. Let's get into it. So the DIY I'm going to attempt today is going to revolve around this beauty. Let me show you. It's a gorgeous glass pumpkin, tier of pumpkins. So yeah, 4, and it's a jar as well. So the top 2 comes off, right? So I've had this for maybe 2 years now, and yes, when autumn comes, I've said it before, I am a pumpkin addict. And I use this obviously to decorate our home come autumn harvest. Okay, so I've come up with ideas of how to kind of make it a little bit more fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to use some artificial flowers that I've picked up, some more recently and some I've had them for a little while, to decorate this stack of glass pumpkins. Okay, now the bits and bobs I'm going to use for this DIY is going to be, wait for it, yes, a pool noodle, right? These are quite affordable. I believe I picked these up from Amazon, pack of 2 for maybe £3-4. Okay, so pool noodle. I'm going to use some just regular twine. Okay, I've got my hot glue gun here. I'm using a small one. Wait for it again. Cocktail sticks. Okay, I'm going to use these to pin my flowers onto the pool noodle, right? And obviously I've got my glue gun sticks, as well as some pliers that I will use to maybe cut the artificial flowers if needed, but I'm trying not to cut them because I would like to be able to use them in other projects or the DIY moving forward. So as much as possible, I'm going to try not to cut them. Okay, and just also a pair of scissors if needed, right? So what I'm going to do now is have another sip of my coffee, and I'm going to heat up my glue gun and we'll jump into it. So talking about flowers, these are the artificial flowers I'm going to use today. And yeah, like I say, some are more recently purchased rather, sorry, and some I've had them for a little while. I've got these hydrangea. They are so beautiful, and in my opinion, they look quite realistic. So beautiful autumn color. I've got, I believe, 3 of those. So I'm going to try and use them as my focal point. Also, in my little stash over here, I've got these beauty here. Some pink, probably dusky pink kind of color, roses. And I quite like these ones as well. I'm not sure what kind of flowers they represent, but yeah, when I saw them, I'm like, yeah, that's autumn for me. Also, these quite deep burgundy color, which again I feel is very fitted for autumn, right? Also, these ones are a little bit on your orangey, goldeny tone rather. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove them like these ones. Like I say, I'm trying not to cut them off. So I'm just going to remove all these flowers. And then with the use of my cocktail sticks, I'm going to cut them into two using my pliers. So just in half, right? And with my glue gun, I'm going to pop half of the cocktail stick just in here, okay? And glue this down, and then I can kind of pin this into the pool noodle, right? Now, the idea that I've got is that I'm going to measure my pool noodle so that it fits at the base of my stack of pumpkins, just to kind of create a wreath around the base of it. Okay, so let me make some room and we'll start taking these flowers off. I will cut all of my cocktail sticks and then glue them onto the base of the flowers. So I have decided to also add some of these frosted fruits to my wreath. And these are some apples, I believe. Yeah, a pack of 4 apples. So yeah, very interesting looking. Okay, I picked these up not too long ago from the Range store, and they come down to $2.99. So yeah, really good prices. As well as these ones, they are, I believe, strawberries. Again, they are frosted. And looking at the size of them, I would probably go for these. And these can go well into Christmas, in my opinion. So probably moving down into Christmas, I can still use these into a different DIY. So yeah, really love those. And is there a price on it? There isn't, but I don't think it was more than £3 for a stem of those. I've got 2 of them. Also, if you've seen my video where I made a wreath for spring, I used something similar to those, right? They've got some berries on here, and the ones I used for spring was more of your blackberries, and these ones are, yeah, your red berries. So I feel it's more suited for now, for autumn. And again, I feel we can take it into Christmas as well. So yeah, I'm going to try and add these to my wreath as well. Okay, so yeah, let's start and do this. Okay, so now I am going to cut all of my cocktail sticks into 2. So with the use of my pliers, I'm just going to snip them into two. I'm just eyeballing it really. It doesn't have to be too precise. So let me do this off camera and I will be right back. So now that I've got my cocktail sticks snipped into half, I'm just going to put them aside. Next, I am going to remove the top of my stack of pumpkins, and I am going to now measure the pool noodle around the base of it. So just to have an idea where I will need to cut it and then join it together to form a wreath. So I'm thinking probably around here. I'll just mark it and then I will trim it. I hope I can do this with a pair of scissors. Oopsie, I just knocked my camera again. So I'm just going to try and cut it just here. It would be easier maybe with an X-Acto knife or something. Or maybe with a bigger pair of scissors. But I am going to make it work. Where there's a will, there's a way. Right, done. So I am going to now join it together, and then my stack of pumpkins can sit in the middle, and then I can start decorating around it with my flowers and fruits. So I've realized that my idea of using the twine to, close the wreath is not going to work. So I am going to try something different. I'm going to try and hot glue them together, and hopefully that will be a better way forward. If not, I might use some double-sided tape to, hopefully keep them together. Right, let's try this. I've got my glue gun going on the high setting. No, it wasn't. Let me put it on the high setting. And yeah, it's coming through. So let me try and put some glue here. And let's try and glue these together. I'm not sure if it's going to work. If not, we will try something different. No, it doesn't look like this is going to work. So maybe some double-sided tape might work. Okay, let's try that. So yes, the hot glue gun did not work. The twine did not work, but that's okay. Like I say, where there's a will, there's a way. All right, here on my channel, that's what I'm about. I'm about problem solving, trying to make things work. Okay, I enjoy doing crafts. I enjoy you know, decorating the home, but as we all know, life happens. Things doesn't always go as planned. It's not always a walk in the park, like we say, but we have to keep going. And yeah, I have to try and find ways to make things work. Okay, so I hope this will not discourage you to try and do what you love, even though we come across challenges. Okay, that is life. Right, I've got my double-sided tape. Okay, and we're going to do this today. We are going to do this today. Okay, so let me snip off a few pieces of this double-sided tape. Okay, I'm thinking maybe let's start with 4 pieces for now, and we will see how that goes. Okay. Join them together. And glue this one down. Sticking to my fingers as well. We'll pop another one just here. Another one here. And like I say, we are not going to see this, okay? They are going to be covered under the flowers. And I'm going to put another one just here. And just make sure I really press it into there so that it's nice and secure. Okay, I think we are in business. That will do for me. Okay, and now I can try and... Quick one, guys. So while I was fighting this wreath, husband came up with an idea. Basically, he used a piece of the faux flower stem and bent it to the shape of the wreath. Okay, like this. Then he inserted it into one side of the pool noodle, like this, and the other side into the other part of the pool noodle, like this. Again, you can use 1 piece, 2 pieces of it, depending on how secure you want it to be. All right, you can also maybe use like an old coat hanger, you know, the wire ones, that can work as well. So yeah, back to the video. Pop my stack of pumpkins in here, And now I will start decorating with my flowers. Yay! So moving on to my gorgeous flowers here, I am just going to pull them out of the stem. Okay, as a bunch. Same with this one. Okay, and they also come out into smaller bunches, which I feel like this will be easier to work with than the big bunch here. So I'm going to pull everything out like so. Put these to the side. So on one big bunch, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the floor. And then, yeah, I will do the same with the rest of my flowers here. I'm taking the curtain with me as well. So yeah, I'm going to do the same with these ones. Okay, they pop off very easily. And the idea that I came up with to try and figure out how I'm going to you know, pin them down onto my pool noodle is I'm going to insert the half of my cocktail stick here, sorry, into the little hole here. Okay, and then use it as a pin to insert it into the pool noodle. Okay, again, like I say, I'm trying not to use too much of the hot glue because I want to be able to use these over again in the future for other DIYs, right? So let me go and do this off camera and I will be back. Okay. Okay, now that I have removed all my flowers from the stems, I am going to start assembling my wreath. Okay, so this is the idea I came up with. So I will insert the half of the cocktail stick into the base of the flower and then just poke it where I want into the pool noodle. Okay, and just kind of alternate, you know, add them as and where I need them. Okay. Just kind of play around with it and place them where I feel they will work. So first I'm going to start with these hydrangeas. This one is a bit too short. There we are. I'm just going to maybe start around here, like so. Spin it around at the base and then work my way around. It was really like an epiphany moment when I was like, oh, how do I, do this without glue gun, like I said? How do I, pin those flowers onto my wreath form, if I can call it that, my pool noodle wreath form? And I was like, cocktail sticks. So here we are, experimenting it. And it seems like, yeah, it's working. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. So yeah, I'm just going all around with the hydrangea. Oops, maybe just here. And maybe for, the spot like here, where I've got the double-sided tape, I can maybe use a little bit of my glue, hot glue gun rather, sorry, if needed, okay? But I'm going to try my best to avoid that as much as possible. Okay, let me move some of my cocktail stick here in the middle. And I will just keep going all around, just kind of maintaining the same gap in between them. As well as the flowers, I will of course use the leaves that comes with the flowers, just to make it more realistic and have a bit more depth and interest to my wreath. Okay, so this is how we're looking now. And I will keep going and continue to add more where needed. So now I'm going to go up higher, so a second row around, and this time with a little bit more gap because I am running out of the hydrangea now, so I'm going to keep a bigger gap in between. So maybe this one can come around here, and just here, and I will keep going. And once I'm done with the hydrangeas, I will come back to you. Okay, so now that I have added my hydrangea, I am going to go in with the other flowers. I'm thinking these ones. So same principle, just fill in the gaps. I just wish that, I could get pool noodles that are a bit less intense in color. Really, maybe a brown color, a darker color would have been easier to kind of mask it. But anyway, again, like I say, we try to find ways to make it work. So yeah, I'm just filling in the gaps with the brown flowers, the brown and orangey flowers now. I will just maybe alternate them So maybe an orange one on this side. Brown, orange again. So yeah, just going to mix them up that way. And as I'm placing them, I'm trying to hide this red pool noodle. Okay, I will again continue this off camera, and I'll be right back. So next I'm going to go in with my roses, and again just fill up the gaps. Okay. Okay, let me do this again off camera, and I will be right back. So off camera, I have also added my little roses. Again, I'm just filling up all the gaps, trying to hide this red noodle pool as much as possible. So I have opened up the Wreath form so I can have better access to where I'm going to place the flowers. Now I'm going to go in with the bigger flowers, and I've used a longer piece of a cocktail stick to just place it at the front, just to kind of be the focal point for my wreath. Okay, so I'm placing this one just here. Like so. Okay, and I will use the other one on this side. Again with a longer piece of cocktail stick. Insert it here, and I'm going to place it around here. So this will be the front of my wreath, right? And I will just continue to fill in the gaps. So now I am going to move on to adding my fruits. And these ones I am unable to pull them out because they have been glued down. So I am going to have to snip them off. So I'm going to use my little pliers here and try to cut them so that they have a long enough stem for me to be able to pin them down. Over here I've got some pins that I am going to use to secure them in place. Okay. So let me see, probably around This one I can trim it here. So yeah, that will work. And the leaves as well, I use them to really fill in the gaps as much as possible. They're quite hard to snip off, but here we are. Okay. That's it. With a bit of force, eventually they are snipped off. So yes, I'm going to use my pins to kind of pin them down, sorry, where needed, just like so. Okay, so maybe I can pull this one up a little bit more so that it is not hidden away. Oops. Secure it down, like so. I might have to, yeah, there we are, pull this one out and put this in here. Okay, so I'm going to start pinning those around. Okay. Okay, let me do this again off camera and I will be right back. So when it comes to these stem fruits, I am able to also use the stem itself to poke it through the pool noodle. So with the use of my pliers again, you know, there's a wire in the middle of those and they can be quite tough to snip off, but once I've snipped those off, I cut this piece again into two. Okay, and I am able to use the stem and poke it right into the wreath itself, like so. Okay, and that helps to mask the gaps a little bit better. So I'm just gonna continue to go all around and make this wreath as full as possible. Yeah. Oops. There we are. And like this one, for example, I can snip it around here and use this to poke through my reform. Okay. So again, I'm looking for a gap somewhere, like here. and I'm just gonna go in and poke it here. Here we are. Okay. Let me do this again off camera, and we are almost there by the looks of it. Next, I'm going to add my red berries, and step back a bit and look at it from, from a distance, and see where I feel there's more gaps, and I will continue to fill it up until I'm happy with the look of it. Okay, I'll be right back. So when it comes to my berries, I feel like the berries themselves, they match my wreath. But when it comes to the leaves, I feel that they are too green. All right, they are too vibrant for autumn. They don't scream autumn to me. So I am going to snip those off. I am not going to use them. Okay, again with my pliers, I am just going to snip those off, and I will not throw those away because first of all, I don't like waste, and I know I can use those in another project some other time. But for now, I am more interested in the berries alone, okay? And these leaves over here, I feel they are a bit more suited for the autumn color that I'm going for. Okay, I've got these ones that I'm going to again use to continue to fill up the gaps, and then I've got the bigger ones as well, which again, better coverage. It will help to mask that red coming through from my pool noodle. Okay, so let's get on to adding the berries, and then lastly I will add the leaves to it. Okay, so again I'm just going to snip this stem here. They are so tough, but my little pliers, whoops, it goes flying away. It went flying away, but yeah, I'm going to use those to again put them all around my beautiful autumn wreath. Okay, so let me try to not to make the same mistake again. So with my pliers, I'm going to snip it. There we are. And I am going to use these to again poke around and add a little bit more interest. Okay, and a different texture to my autumn wreath. Oh no, this one fell off, but never mind, I can use my hot glue gun to glue it back. Oh my god, these are so tough. Can you see there's a wire quite thick in there, so you need a really good pair of pliers to cut them off. Okay, so I will add my berries now. This one maybe is a little bit too long. I will snip it around here and probably add this one to the front of my wreath. Here we are. And next I will go in with some leaves. Okay, and again with the leaves I will have to use my famous cocktail sticks to pin them in place. All right, so let's try back here, like so. and all around. So let me again do this off camera. I will not bore you with me adding leaves to this. So yeah, let me do this off camera and I will be back. Right, so I have completed my wreath and yes, this DIY today has tested me, okay? But I chose not to give up, right? I have to find ways to do things once I put my heart into it. And yeah, I have to figure out ways to make things work. And today, yes, I have tried, okay? This is my very first attempt doing something like this, using a pool noodle to create a wreath. But yeah, I am very happy with the colors I've chosen. I think for me anyway, it represents autumn, okay? Now I am going to display my wreath on my table here upstairs, and I will show you a closer look how it looks. Now I would like to say thank you so much if you are still here watching. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed going through the trials and tribulation of me creating this autumn wreath. Okay, I might add a little bit more flowers later on, but at this moment I feel like I'm happy with how it looks. Okay, so thank you if you have subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't, I hope you will. And do give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content of today. Share my videos with your friends, your family. And yeah, please do leave a comment and let me know if you enjoyed going through this with me and if it's something that you might want to try for yourself. So I will love you and leave you. And as usual, before I go, I always say, guys, get out there and what? Do what you love. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.